this, hello people, sorry about that. This is the Commodore 64 circuit board that was destroyed by AC power that went through the video in on a monitor cable. It's a long story, and I already did a video about it, so it's there if you want to see it. But anyway, when the AC power went through there, it destroyed a lot of stuff, and it burned up a trace like that went basically the entire depth of the board, length, whatever you want to say. Well, width of the board. Uh, I ran some bodge wires to fix that, but now I'm in the process of taking out a PLA chip that I had put in there to originally fix this board. And that would be this guy right here. I also previously, before the AC incident, I had to replace the PLA chip and one of the, it's either CIA or VIA chip. I'm not sure which one it's called, referred to. It's the 6526 chip. I hope I don't have to replace that. I'm thinking I'm going to have to, because at the time, not only did it destroy a bunch of chips on this board, but it also destroyed my SD2 IEC drive emulator. So I'm thinking that since it did that, it probably also burned out this chip too. I don't know. I'll have to see. But I can't do that until I get this PLA chip replaced, and also of course the SID chip's missing because it completely just destroyed that. Smoke was pouring out of that chip. It was crazy. Next. Alright, this is the bottom of the board, specifically bottom of the PLA chip. I don't have a preview monitor, so I may get this out of the shot, sorry. I've got most of the pins desoldered, but some of the pins are being stubborn, and this is the second time I've had to desolder this because I accidentally, for some reason, I was thinking that the PLA chip already had a socket attached to it, but no, it didn't. That's just the way the pins were. So I inadvertently soldered the chip directly to the board, thinking it had a socket on it, but it doesn't. Yeah, I'm not the brightest bulb in the room. What can I say, people? Mistakes were made. So it's pretty rough. That's the point. Is the pads have taken a beating. So I'm hoping I don't lift any more pads on it. The first time I did lift the pad on it, and I had to run a bodge wire, which I've got detached here. Anyways, so I'm gonna, for these other stubborn pins, I'm going to try to put a little bit of solder on them, hoping that it will help to get them out. But I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be possible. I'm going to try. Let me see. Maybe this one. that pin broke off. Well, there's some. There's one. Where did you get that one? Yes, it did. Okay. Yeah, I've been putting this off for several days because I didn't want to go through this. I need to just eventually probably need to get a real desoldering gun thing instead of using this other thing, because it's but I don't know. Alright, next clip. Alright, here I go with my $15 desoldering pen. I'm hoping that I can get it. No, it's just not. It's not doing the business, people. Or I'm not, doing it right. One or the other. All I'm doing is scorching the board. I mean, that's all it seems like it's doing. It's just damaging the board. I don't know. Alright, that helped. Let's see. That didn't. Maybe getting out of the shot, I have no idea. I'm just trying to get this stuff loose. It's not working. Okay, that worked. Okay. That one is stubborn. Next clip. Alright, so I made a mess of that. I lifted two traces. This one and this one. And the solder is still not completely out of that one. So I'll put that back down. Like I said, this is not my specialty. I am a novice. I'm a beginner at this, and I think the main problem that I had is that I'm in a rush, and so I'm not taking my time to completely do this stuff, and I think that's the main problem. And my second, I think my second problem is that I don't have that. Besides my impatience, the second problem I think is probably because of the tools that I'm using might be contributing to my frustration. But you know, I've done it before using these tools, and so I don't think I can blame the tools really. I think it's mainly me. I'm impatient and I'm not taking my time, and so you know that's the main problem. So these two traces, this one and this one, have been lifted completely. They're still attached to their destination, but I'm not even got them reversed. No, okay. But also lifted, where is it? This one. This one goes here. Now this one was the one I lifted when I first desoldered the PLA chip originally. The one that was originally came with this board. So I've got a bodge wire for that one, if I'm not mistaken. That's why there's like a green marker. That's from the last time I worked on this. So the first time I took it off, I lifted one pad. This time, when I desoldered it, which I shouldn't have had to do in the first place if I just put a socket in there, you know. And for some reason, I was thinking, you know, hey, this has got like socket pins on it or something. I don't know if you can see that. I don't have a preview, but no, these don't come off apparently. So once again, that's my novice inexperience coming to haunt me. But if I don't go through this, then I will not learn. You know, I've got to stick with it and just keep on trying, keep on trucking. Because I've fixed a couple of these 64s now, so I know I can do it. I'll just take my time, I'll get frustrated. But this one, it's a cause of frustration because it was working perfectly and then got zapped by AC power. So I guess I'm in a rush to fix it to get it back to the way it was, but alas, that's yet to be seen. So even if I do, you know, get the new PLA chip, which I have, it's here somewhere. I still got to replace the SID chip eventually. I'm pretty sure that I can power it up and test it without the SID chip. 95% of the things I've read, seen, or heard on the internet says that yeah, no problem. I've seen a few things that said that could cause a problem. I don't know. Is that true? Possibly. But like I said, 95% of everybody says, you know, hey, you can test it. You don't need a SID chip to be able to run the 64. I am not positive, but I'm I'm going on that. But I've got some more 64s, so if I need to take a SID chip out and test it, I can. That trace is, I don't know if I can salvage that one or not, because the pinhole is pretty well clogged up with solder. This one may be okay. This trace is up in the air, you know, but it's still attached. This one, though, that may cause a problem. Just have to see. Alright. Oh, and this guy right here may also need a bodge wire. The pad is, part of it's gone, it looks like. I'm just gonna have to check the, fix what I know is a problem, and then using the multimeter, check my connections and see, what's going on. Take it from there. Next clip. Okay, people. Well, I found the new PLA chip that I got. It's just sitting up there, up on my shelf. That would be this one, the blue one. The one that I used as a replacement originally is the green one, which I was very satisfied with. I mean, I'm not endorsing either of these, but if I had to, I know the green one worked. Okay, it worked just fine. I'll put it in there until it got blew up by the AC power incident of 2020. And I think, see, now here's the thing. Okay, the green one, which is no longer working. Notice it's got this little notch. It's even got U17. That's the place on the Commodore 64 board, the location where the chip goes. This one, the blue one, the new one, the one that should, be working perfectly because it's like brand new. It does not have a notch. And it doesn't say which location on the board it goes, which it doesn't have to, but it needs to have the notch. It doesn't have the notch. So I just assume that this will go in like this, because all the power stuff on this chip is in this area, and all the power stuff for this chip is in this area. But you'll notice it has, I'm not sure what these are. I think they're capacitors, maybe. I need to look that up. I don't know. This I kind of recognize. It's like a, oh, what do you call it? Either a transceiver or a diode. I'm not sure. This all this stuff's new to me. I'm just now, experiencing it for the first time. But another clue that is why I would assume that this is the orientation that this chip would go into the board is because I think these are test pads. Thus you have test pads on this side of this chip, which I know the orientation of because it's got the little notch. And you got, I would assume, are test pads on this chip. So I assume this chip's going to go in like that. I looked for like a 1 or something. See, they usually have a 1 or some kind of indication of the first pin 1. I found none of that on this. So hopefully this is the orientation the chip will go into the board in, but I don't know that for a fact. But I'm not even at that point yet, because I'm going to have to put bodge wires on the board to repair the pads that I lifted while trying to get this chip out. And I'm going to have to remember to put a socket in there. So hopefully I will get the pads fixed, and hopefully I'll remember to put a socket in there. And that way, if something happens again, or this chip doesn't work right, then I can just pop it out instead of having to desolder it and lifting more pads up. So hopefully that won't happen. Okay, this video is long enough. This will be continued later on, because I think I want to work on something else now. and just this is going to be like a project that I'm just going to do over a period of time, because it's depressing. And so I would like to do something else, something different for a while. Alright, Scotty Animation. If you like this content, then you can support me via Patreon, which is now working, apparently. And you can subscribe, you can like, you can dislike, you can leave a comment, you can leave advice, you can leave sage wisdom below. Will I listen to it? Maybe, maybe not. But leave it. You know, it's possible that I will pay attention to any guru sayings out there. And you can visit my website. I have some stuff on that too. Alright, so this is Scotty with Scotty Animation, and I will talk to you later. For more content, you can visit www.scottyaniimation.com. There's a lot more stuff on there.